everyone, in this YouTube Live, I'm going to be going over the top 25 Amazon FBA questions, including answering all your questions live. So let's get started here. And the first question is, what is Amazon FBA? So let me go over here. Let me make this full screen for you. Nice. All right, and throughout this, feel free to ask any questions. Even if you're not catching this YouTube live, ask questions in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to answer all of the questions. So one of the things, let's get it going here, and make sure to hit the like button on this live. I had a ton of technical difficulties this morning. YouTube kept kicking me off and telling me I had to verify my account, verify that it was me. I think it's because I'm in Mexico right now. I'm enjoying a beautiful view, but still very frustrating to have to deal with all those technical issues. So the first question that I get often is, what is Amazon FBA? So I'm going to break that down for you right here. And Amazon FBA is a way for you, all right. So one of the things I'm going to be doing, just for full transparency during this YouTube Live, is I'm going to be filming all these different questions and answering them. And then I'm going to cut this up into smaller videos. And in the future, I'll be posting these smaller videos on my YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe. But I will also be including later, after this YouTube Live goes, like after it's done, I'll be including timestamps, so you can check the description down below for that. But as I mentioned, let's get started. The first question is, what is Amazon FBA? Amazon FBA is a way for you to make money by selling products on Amazon. And specifically, Amazon FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. It's a way for you not only to sell products on Amazon, but to send your products that you're going to be selling on Amazon into the Amazon warehouse. And when you get a sale, Amazon will pick, pack, and fulfill your products for you. And fulfill means shipping your products out for you. Now, what makes this so amazing is it basically means that you don't need to ship your products. You don't need to fulfill your products, meaning you can live wherever you want to live. You don't have to be in the United States. You can spend your time doing whatever you want to do because you don't have to handle all that shipping and handling. And maybe what you want to do is just continuing to grow your business. Now, Amazon FBA is one of the best ways I've found personally to make money online. And that's because Amazon has over 148 million Prime customers. That's a lot of people that are buying products with Amazon. Now, by using the Amazon FBA program, it gives you access to make your products Prime eligible. And since, as I mentioned, there's over 148 million Prime customers, those customers, they want to buy Prime eligible products. So the FBA program is a great way to do that. And last year, I think it was over $400 billion in e-commerce revenue that Amazon made. That's $400 billion worth of people buying things on Amazon. And what's really interesting about that is two-thirds of all sales are from basically third-party sellers, meaning that that's people like you or me selling their products on Amazon and making money off of this. So the answer to what is Amazon FBA is, well, I think it's a great opportunity, but specifically it's a way for you to sell products on Amazon that makes your products Prime eligible and makes it so that Amazon handles all the fulfillment. All right. So now that I see that we got some people in the YouTube Live. Amazing. We're up to 25 people watching this. We got 15 likes. Thank you guys. And again, apologies for the delay in getting started today. There was major technical difficulties. So let's just keep going here. The next question I'm going to be answering of the top 25 question is Amazon FBA versus FBM, and which one should you do? So we'll go into a little bit of depth, and maybe I'll even talk about some of the pros and the cons of FBA versus FBM. All right, let's go on this question. Let me think here. When you're starting to sell on Amazon, one of the first questions that you might be asking yourself is, should you sell your products using FBA or should you be selling your products using the FBM model on Amazon? And FBA stands for Fulfilled by Amazon. FBM stands for Fulfilled by Merchant. Now, the difference between these two programs is with FBA, Amazon is actually fulfilling and shipping out the products to your customers. When someone buys your product on Amazon, Amazon will actually take your product and ship it out. Now, you do need to send your products in bulk to Amazon first. So maybe you'd send an entire pallet, 1,000 units of your products into Amazon. And then Amazon handles every time that there's an order, sending it to all the different individual people. On the flip side, using the FBM model, which is fulfilled by merchant, every time you get a sale, you have to print the label, you have to put the product in a box, put the label on the box, send your product off. And this might be something that you're interested in when you're first getting started, because if you don't have a lot of sales, maybe you can handle that. But as you grow your business, you're absolutely going to want to switch over to the FBM model. And there's a number of reasons for that. But one, and let's talk about the pros and cons between FBA and FBM. Now, one of the big pros with the FBA model is because your products are prime eligible, you're going to get more sales. And again, the way this works is you just send in 1,000 units or 500 units or however many units you want into the Amazon warehouse, which is very easy to do. In fact, you don't even need to do it. You can contact your manufacturer and tell them to send the products directly into the Amazon warehouse for you. Now, another benefit is that when your products are prime eligible, when you're using the FBA model, you don't need to be doing all the hard work of packaging your products and shipping your products out. Amazon is taking care of that, which is a huge benefit, because not only by being FBA and being prime eligible are you going to get more sales, but on top of that, if Amazon's handling your fulfillment, that's going to free up your time to either grow your business if that's what you want to do, or just spend your time hanging out on the beach or however you want to spend your time. And the reason that I personally love the Amazon FBA model is because it's relatively passive income. Now, I do want to explain, when I say passive income, it does take some work up front. You're going to have to work hard to get your business up and running, to figure out what your product is and all of those kind of things. And I'll include a video later showing a detailed tutorial on how to do this. But the key thing here is once your business is up and running, it's automated, it's systematized, there's not a lot of maintenance because Amazon is handling the fulfillment and Amazon's basically handling the day-to-day things. Now let's contrast that with FBM. Now the pros with FBM is sometimes it's a little bit cheaper because if you're paying for the shipping and you're doing the labor yourself, maybe you'll be able to save a little bit of money on shipping, but usually it's not that much money, if anything. Sometimes you'll actually pay less by using the FBA model than you would pay just on the shipping by yourself. Depending on your product, the weight of it, and a few different things, it's not really necessarily a huge pro for FBM. The other thing is, if you're doing FBM, maybe you can sell products where you're selling in smaller quantities. Maybe you only sell one product a week or very small numbers. In that case, it might make a lot of sense to do the FBM model, because basically you don't want to send in 100 units into the Amazon warehouse because you might have storage fees and other things like that. So if you think you're going to have a low number of sales, doing the FBM model might make a lot of sense. By the way, can you guys hear there's some background noise? I'm wondering if that's something you guys can hear right now. Looks like it might be. So it's this noise right there. I got a truck outside. I think it's like a water truck. Leave in the chat for me if you guys can hear that. I mean, if you can, probably not a lot I can do at this point. This is one of the downsides of being in Mexico, is sometimes there's just loud construction noise or other things. Sound is good? Okay. It's not, I guess this is a good microphone. It's not picking it up too much. But yeah, we'll just keep going. All right, so I went over the pros of Amazon FBA and Amazon FBM. Actually, another pro for using the FBM model is if you're making products that are made to order, which is my first business was a dance clothing business, and a lot of the products we wouldn't make them until they were ordered. And so for us, the FBA model wasn't an option. We would make the product as soon as it was ordered and then ship it out. So FBM is a good option for that. Now with FBA, there's also some cons. And one of the big cons is, you just have a little bit less control. They may lose your inventory. This has happened to me where they lost my inventory for a month. Now, the good thing is if they completely lose your inventory, they will credit you. They will pay you for that inventory. Another thing is you really do have to watch your inventory if you're using the FBA model, because your inventory eventually is going to sell out. And you want to make sure that you replenish your inventory before it sells out, because if you end up running out of inventory, you end up going to zero stock and you're out of inventory, that's a bad sign. Amazon's going to see that and they're going to think, wow, this seller is not that serious. And they may blacklist your listing. They may demote you because they know that you're not reliable. You might not show up as high on the search results. So that's one thing to be aware of when you're using FBA. But a big thing here is if you're using FBA, at any point, you can switch over to the FBM model. So if you see that your inventory is running low, but you still have some inventory in your own warehouse, you can always switch over to FBM and then start shipping the products out yourself. Cool. And for FBM, some of the big cons are you're just not going to get as many sales. It's going to be more time, more energy for you. And generally speaking, I absolutely recommend, if you're going to be selling on Amazon and you can do it, to do the FBA model. All right. And if you are looking to get started with Amazon FBA, I have a free course, a complete free Amazon FBA course that I'll link right here. And for everybody that's watching, we can cut this. So we can cut this out since I'm going to be redoing this as a video. But for everybody that's watching live, if you're not part of the free Amazon FBA course, you can click down below. And let's cut this back in for when I end up recording it as a separate video. And in the free Amazon FBA course, I have a ton of free content, including checklists for getting your Amazon business started. So click down below and I will see you guys in the free Amazon FBA course. All right, guys. Again, thank you for everybody that's watching live. I'm going to work on this, but basically what I'm trying to do is, so I have the top 25 questions, and don't worry, I'm going to be getting to your guys' questions live here in just a second, but I'm going to answer these top 25 questions, cut them up into smaller videos, and try to post them either on this YouTube channel or another YouTube channel, just because I know sometimes people go to YouTube and they might type out FBA versus FBM, and they may not see this giant video that I'm doing right here, but they might see that smaller video instead. So, let me do this. I'm going to answer one question from the chat here. I'm going to bring this over here. All right. So the first question, I'm going to try to go in order here. So budget to start Amazon FBA. I'm going to be talking about that later. Ariana Chadrawi says, nice to see you. Thanks, Ariana. Let's see. So does Amazon PPC cost deduct from Amazon balance or from my credit card? You can do either one. You decide whether you want credit card or your balance. Sonam said, the question that you have about a France wholesaler is not something that I know. I don't sell in France, so I can't answer that question. How do you legally private label? Stick around. Later in this video, I'm going to be getting into that. Have you ever encountered any custom issue? Is it very common? I actually have not ever encountered any customs issues. It's not very common, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. I don't do wholesaler, Sonam, so sorry I can't help you with that. So Miguel, it depends on what kind of product you're selling, whether it makes sense to start in Amazon Germany or start in Amazon USA. His question, he's in Germany. He wants to know, should I start in Germany or start by selling in Amazon USA? It really depends on the product. It's up to you. I think it depends on your goals. We'd have to go a lot deeper to really get into that. All right, guys. So I'm going to go into the next question. Ooh, this is a goodie. How to start selling on Amazon. So for everybody watching, if you haven't yet, make sure to hit the like button and let's get started. This will be like a quick condensed version of how to sell on Amazon. And let's see here. All right. So the question is how to get started selling on Amazon. And there's 5 steps to start selling on Amazon. The first step is to sign up for your Amazon account. Once you've signed up for your Amazon seller account, you're going to find a product to sell. This is called product research, and I'll talk about in depth how to do that in just a couple of minutes. The third step is to actually create your product listing in Amazon. And this is basically where you tell Amazon what kind of product you're selling. You add an image of the product, you add the title, you add some bullet points and some other things. The fourth step is to get your product manufactured and get it shipped into the Amazon warehouse. And the fifth step is to launch your product on Amazon. And Amazon FBA is a huge opportunity. Selling products on Amazon is one of the best ways I've personally found to make passive income online. And that's because e-commerce, people buying things online, is growing like crazy. In fact, in the last few years, it's continued to grow and grow, but it's still only around 16% of all sales, which means that there's a lot of room to continue to grow. And if you think that e-commerce is the future, it's pretty obvious that Amazon and selling products on Amazon is also the future, because Amazon makes up 50% of all e-commerce sales. So if you think people are going to keep buying things online, you better start selling things online. Specifically, start selling things on Amazon. And make sure to hit the like button, because in this video, I'm going to show you step by step how to do that. And the first step is you need to sign up for your Amazon seller account. This is really easy. You just type into Google Amazon seller account, go through there and click to start your seller account. They're going to ask you a number of questions, and it's really not overly complicated to sign up. If you've ever signed up for an email account, it's a similar process. They will ask you though for either your social security number or an EIN number if you're selling in the United States, some kind of a business license number. Now, you don't necessarily need to start a LLC to sell on Amazon. You can always do a DBA, which stands for doing business as. And that's going to cost you. Actually, in fact, you can even just use your social security number. And I'll put a link down below. I did a complete video to how to start your Amazon seller account, including some of the most common mistakes people make. But ultimately, starting your Amazon seller account is as easy as signing up for an email account with maybe a few extra small steps. The second step is to find a product to sell. And this is called product research. And if you want to really know in depth how to find a product, there's a ton of YouTube videos out there on how to do product research, how to find a product. Again, I did a full video on how to do product research that I'll link down below. But the short version is you want to find a product that people are searching for on Amazon. Because remember that at the end of the day, Amazon is a search engine. People go there to search for products that they want to buy. And when people are searching for a product that they want to buy, you want to have the product that they're looking to buy on Amazon, available on Amazon. And your goal is to come up as high as possible in the search results on Amazon. Because if you're the first search result, when someone types in something that they want to buy into Amazon, if you're the first search result, they're likely to click on your product. And if they click on your product, they're likely to buy your product. So that's the goal, is to find a product that people are searching for in Amazon and that you can ideally rank towards the top of the search results for. So you want a popular product that people are searching for, but a product that doesn't have too much competition. And how do you know if it has too much competition? Well, if there's already a bunch of similar products being sold with lots of reviews, and it seems like it'd be hard to get your product ranked to the top of the search results, I would avoid selling that kind of a competitive product. Again, I do have a link down below to a complete product research tutorial that goes in depth showing you how to find a product. The third step is to create a product listing on Amazon. And to do this, it's relatively simple. Once you've signed up for your Amazon seller account, you're going to go into the back end and you're going to click to add a product. And once you add a product, it's going to ask you what category your product is in, and you're going to select the category. For instance, if you're selling a nut butter type product, like my last passion product, you're going to go into the grocery and gourmet, and you're going to go down and you're going to continue to it's going to continue to have arrows saying what your category is. It's really easy to figure out what your category is, and it kind of doesn't matter all that much. Then it's going to ask you for the title of your product. You're going to give a title for what your product is. Now, there is a science to this. It's an art and a science to this. But basically, you want to create a title that's something that when people see it, they're going to want to click on. And it describes what your product is. Now you also are going to want to include the search phrases. You're going to want to include what people type into Amazon to find your product. You're going to want to include that in the title. For instance, if you were selling a keto nut butter, like my last product, you would want to make sure that the words keto nut butter show up in the title, because people go to Amazon to search for those keywords, and you want to make sure that when they see your product that they know it's exactly what they're looking for. There's a lot of other reasons for this that I won't get into depth in this video, but that's something that we can talk about in a future video. In fact, I'll link a video down below going step by step on how to add your product, how to create a listing for your product in Amazon. Some other things that Amazon is going to ask you for is the price and an image, at least a main image of your product. Now you're going to want to add a really high quality main image of your product, because when people search on Amazon, this is the main thing that they see, and you want to make sure that it represents your product and it's going to be something that they're going to want to click on. You're also going to want to add other images, bullet points, a description, and a few other features. Again, I have a complete detailed video about that I will link down below. The fourth step is you're going to want to manufacture your product. And it's very easy to find a manufacturer for your product. You can go to sites like Alibaba.com. There's also a lot of sites if you're looking to get your product manufactured in the United States. There's a lot of different websites and things that you can go to. In fact, even for this, I have a complete guide on how to find a manufacturer for your product that I'll link down below as well. But basically, it's relatively easy to find a manufacturer. You're going to communicate with them, tell them the kind of product that you want to manufacture. Then you're going to want to hire someone to get your product shipped over to the United States, specifically into an Amazon warehouse. And you can hire people to do this. You can hire freight forwarders. Alibaba.com even has a service that will completely handle this for you. So don't think that this is something that's super challenging. But finally, step 5 is to launch your product. Now, this is the key. This is where most people mess up. When you launch a product on Amazon, you want to start with a bang. You want to get as many sales as possible from day one. And then within the first couple of weeks, you want to get as many reviews as possible. Amazon is going to see this, that you get a lot of sales, that you're getting a lot of reviews, and it's going to put you at the top of the search results, or at least it's going to put you close to the top of the search results. And as you go up higher and higher in the search results ranking, you're going to get more and more sales, which is going to snowball and put you even higher up in the search results. And if you follow, actually, let's see if there's anything else I wanted to say. Okay. And I did a And I did a complete Amazon tutorial. And I did a complete Amazon tutorial that you can watch by clicking right here. It's over an hour long, going into way more depth about how to start your Amazon business. So click on that tutorial, and I will see you in the next video. And thanks for watching. All right, guys, let's do some more Q&A. Thank you guys all. We got 43 people on the live. Cool. And thank you guys. It looks like I appreciate it. It looks like some people are answering some questions here. All right. So Kesko says, how much money should I invest? Stay tuned. We're going to talk about how much money you need to invest in an Amazon business. I might have missed something. Do you need an LLC to start Amazon FBA? No, but I'll go into more depth about that later. Yeah, KT. Okay, let's see. Do you get products from Alibaba? You can. I get some of my products from Alibaba, but I customize them. They're always customized. Don't just completely take it. Don't just completely take a product that's not customized and try to like directly from Alibaba. That's private label, and I don't recommend that. I do not have any advice on drop shipping from Amazon. I do not recommend the drop shipping model. I am the Amazon FBA model guy. All right. So the next question I'm going to ask, and I did a full video about this recently that's actually doing quite well, is Amazon FBA still worth it? And let me see here. So actually a quick question from Travis Blaze. Hey, Travis. It says, when you work with the manufacturer, do they assist you with the creation of the product? For instance, if you have a food product, do you have to have the recipe ahead of time? No, they can help you with it. Depends on the manufacturer. Some will help, some won't. All right. So the next question is Amazon FBA still worth it? There is 148 million Prime customers. That's 148 million people that are buying things off Amazon. And as long as there's people buying things from Amazon, there's going to be an opportunity to sell things on Amazon. Now, there is a lot of competition on Amazon. 4,000 new sellers are joining Amazon every day. There's over 9 million sellers on Amazon. Now, that sounds like a lot of competition, and it is, but keep in mind, of those 9 million sellers, I think it's something only like 2 million sellers are in the United States, and only 1 million of those sellers are actually active. And here's a crazy statistic. Over 40% of people that sell on Amazon have made at least $100,000. So yes, there is a lot of competition, but even all those different people, most of them have had a lot of success. And because there's so many people buying things from Amazon, that means that there is still a lot of opportunity. So I still think the Amazon FBA is worth it, but it has changed. And this is the key, is to remember that the way that Amazon used to work is not the way that it works nowadays. It used to be a lot easier, in full honesty. And in fact, 8 years ago or something like that, it was so easy that you could just take a boring product, just about anything, and put your label on it and sell it on Amazon. And the reason for this was there was a lot of customers, but there wasn't really a lot of sellers. Now there are more sellers, but there also are even more customers. So you have to be a little bit more creative. You have to think a little bit more. When you're creating a product, you have to actually spend a little bit more time on product research. And this is the key thing. You don't want to just pick a product at random and try to start selling it. You really want to go in depth and figure out what is the ideal product to sell. Try to find a product where a lot of people are searching for this product, but there's not really any kind of a product being sold on Amazon like that. For instance, I worked and partnered with a student that did over $150,000 in just his first 3 months selling on Amazon. That's close to $50,000 a month selling on Amazon. And he just launched a couple months ago. And I think he proves that it's not too late to start selling on Amazon, that Amazon FBA is still worth it. And what he did, and what I recommend you do, is he realized that a lot of people were searching for cocktail flashcards, cocktail recipe cards, bartending flashcards. But when you go to Amazon, there was no product like that. Yes, there were a lot of cocktail recipe books, but that's not what people were searching for. They were searching for cocktail recipe flashcards. So him and we created this product together. He launched it, and he's been able to make over or close to $50,000 per month in sales. And just to do the math right there, it's $150,000 about in revenue and close to $50,000 in profit in just 3 months. So it's still worth it to do Amazon FBA, but you have to do product research the right way. I'm going to link a video right here in depth on how to do product research, how to find a product that's actually going to succeed right now on Amazon FBA. So click on that video, watch the product research tutorial, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. All right, guys. So what tools do you recommend for product niche research? I got Helium 10 is the big one that I usually use. I got a link down below in the description for a complete product research tutorial. Check out that video, and that will answer a lot of your questions. All right. For Amazon FBA, do you recommend private labeling, WL products, wholesale products, OA, or RA? I recommend creating a passion product. Watch more of the videos on this channel and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's basically a type of private label, but it's better than private label. It's basically where you create a product that doesn't exist, that's better than the competition. Yeah, Chasing Dreams said Jungle Scout or Helium 10. Honestly, you can use either one. I got links to both of them down in the description, including discount codes. Helium 10 is normally what I use, but it's completely up to you. All right. We're stuck at 43 people watching, guys. I don't know what happened. Make sure, if you haven't yet, to hit the like button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And also, if you're watching this and it's not live, please just watch as much of this video as possible. Keep it on in the background. Let's get as much, basically as much watch time on this video as possible, because the more watch time this video gets, the more it's going to promote it to people. And the more it promotes it to people, the more likely I am to do more of these type of videos. All right. So the Flash Body says, can you coach me, or is that a problem because I'm from Austria? I can coach you. I think like close to 50% of my students in the Passion Product Formula, which is my Amazon FBA program, are international. But you know, there are certain questions that I'm not an expert on when it comes to international selling. Cocktail Cards, AJ, what is up? Thank you for joining, obviously. I know you're a busy guy. I was just talking about you. I don't know if you caught it, but I was talking about your success. All right, guys. So this is a lot right here. Just saying. Okay. So the next question is top 5 Amazon FBA products to sell in 2022. All right. I might have to take a breath every once in a while because I'm just like going, man. I'm going to burn myself out. Let's see. Yeah, Cheryl said, glad to make it again this week. Thanks, Cheryl. I'm glad to have you. All right, so let's keep going here. And so top 5 Amazon FBA products to sell in 22. All right. How do I want to start this one? All right. Here are the top 5 Amazon FBA products to sell in 2022. And the first type of product that you want to consider selling on Amazon is a product that is trending upwards. Now, I don't mean a trendy product. I don't mean a product that is really popular now, that's here today and is going to be gone tomorrow. Think of the little widget spinners. Is that what they're called? Oh, fidget spinners. All right. Think of the little fidget spinners. That's an example of something that was a trend that came and went away. What I'm talking about instead is something that is growing as a trend over time. For instance, my first passion product was performance nut butter. It was a keto nut butter. And I saw that there was this trend of people eating more and more healthy fats. And this was a trend that was taking place over years. Now, the keto diet itself is a trend that probably is going to last around 3 to 5 years. It's one of those trends that kind of comes and goes. But the idea of eating healthy is something that's increasing over time. And also the idea of eating healthy fats and that's an important part of our diet is something that I saw that was growing as a trend. So you want to figure out what is something that's going to become more and more popular over time. So that's the first product that you should sell on Amazon is a product that's trending upward. And how do you find that out? Well, there's tools like Google Trends. If you've never used Google Trends before, you can go in there and you can type things into the Google Trends tool and it will tell you, is this something that's getting searched on Google more often over time or less often? Helium 10 also has a tool that will show you the same data for searches in Amazon. I'll put a link down below. I have a discount code. And if you don't know about Helium 10, it's a really great tool for product research. I'll also link down below a complete product research tutorial video I have. The second type of product that you should sell on Amazon FBA in 2022 is branded products. This is crucial. If you're selling products right now on Amazon, you need to create a strong brand around your product. It used to be that you could sell any kind of junk product on Amazon, slap any kind of boring brand on it, and it would do all right. That's not the case anymore. When you sell a branded product on Amazon, or when you sell a branded product in general, you can charge more money for that product because the product has something that it stands for. It elicits an emotion. And that's what you're trying to do at the end of the day. You're trying to get people to think of your product as a premium product. Think of your product as something that's going to make them feel better, make them basically improve their life. And if you properly brand your product, you can add a couple dollars or maybe even more to the price of your product because people are going to feel like it is a premium product. The next kind of product that you should sell on Amazon is a niched down product. For example, there is a lot of different tea companies out there, but one thing that I haven't seen is a tea that's specifically targeted and niched down for men. So if you're thinking, if you're thinking in your structure, I'm messing up there. So if you're trying to figure out what kind of a product to sell, look at popular products and try to niche them down even further. Again, with my first passion product, performance nut butter, there was a lot of different nut butter products out there. There was peanut butter, there was almond butter, there's all these things. But what I did is I niched it down. I made it so it was only for a small group of people. And you want to do that. You want to create the perfect product for a small group of people. The next kind of product that you should sell on Amazon in 2022 is new products. And what I mean by this is find products that people are searching for in Amazon, but when you go to Amazon and you search for that product does not yet exist. And anytime you go to Amazon and you're searching and you want to buy something, but when you do the search, no product shows up, that is a light bulb moment. That's a sign that you should create the product. And that's what happened again with me with Performance Nut Butter. I wanted an ultra premium keto nut butter, an on-the-go keto all-natural snack. I went to Amazon. I tried to find that product. It did not yet exist. So what I did is I created that product. The fifth type of product that you should create is a passion product. And actually, this is the number one type of product that I recommend. And a passion product is a product that you're actually passionate about. It's so much easier to get a lot of sales on a product that you actually believe in. It's easier to create a brand on a product that you actually believe in. It's easier to niche down and really understand the niche if it's a product that you actually believe in, that you're passionate. And one of the big things, if you really want to have success with Amazon, you're going to want to try to incorporate marketing outside of Amazon. You're going to want to incorporate social media. And if you're passionate about the product that you're selling, it's going to be very easy to do a lot of social media around your product. If you are not passionate about that product, it's going to be a lot harder to do it. And I have a link to a complete product research video that I'll put right down here. Click on that video. I'll see you in the next video. And in this video, it'll go in depth on how to do product research. All right. All right, so this one guy has been asking this question 100 times about, can I start money FBA with $0 because I don't have money to start in India. So I've done other videos on this. Go to my YouTube channel, search on it. The answer is yes, but you're gonna have to get creative in marketing. So please stop posting that. And I also am gonna talk more about that later in this video, so stay patient. And if you keep posting that, I'm gonna have to ban you, and I don't wanna have to do that. All right. Wow, we're up to 70 people watching this YouTube live. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please do that. I'm going to keep asking every once in a while. Also, guys, I'm just curious if you, actually, I was going to ask you guys if you've subscribed yet, but you know what? I'm not going to even ask you. Just hit that subscribe button. I'm going to try to get to the top 25 questions here. It's actually a lot more exhausting doing this than I realized. And I think maybe as you're watching me, you can tell because it just takes so much energy. So we're going to see how long this lasts. And I mean, I'm probably going to answer over 25 questions because there's so many questions from the chat. Yeah. Key Bloke said, is $1,500 enough to start selling on Amazon and see a decent profit? I do have students that have started with $1,500 and they have seen profit. So, you know, in fact, maybe I'll try to answer that question right now. Let me see. Yeah, let me go to this question. So I'll talk about how much does it cost to start selling on Amazon. Someone was asking also about self-published books. I'm not the guy for that. I mean, I know how to do it basically, but there's a lot of other YouTubers that talk about Kindle self-publishing. I'm Amazon FBA, passion product guy. Hey, I'm actually curious out there, and I'll get into how much does it cost to start on Amazon in just a second here. But I'm curious, does anybody have any personal question? Not overly personal, please, but like, you know, sometimes it's a little bit more fun talking about personal questions because I talk about Amazon FBA all the freaking time, and it's just kind of the same things over and over again. So I'm curious, is that something that people are curious about? And if not, no worries, just generally curious. All right. How much does it cost to start Amazon? It costs at least $1,500 up to, it costs at least $1,500 all the way up to $20,000 or more to start selling on Amazon. But here's the secret. Even if you have $0 in the bank, you can actually create an Amazon business by using a method I'm going to talk about later in this video. And the short answer to that is you can raise money to start your Amazon business. But generally speaking, it's going to cost anywhere from $1,500 all the way up to $20,000 or more to start your Amazon business, depending on what your product is. So let me list out all the different costs with starting a business for you, and you can kind of figure out how much it's going to cost to start your Amazon business. So one of the first things that you're going to have to pay for is the design of your logo, the design of your product packaging, the design of every element of your product. And this can be anywhere from free. Maybe you have a friend that does design, or maybe you do design yourself. It could be all the way from free up to a couple $1,000s if you're looking to get a really professional designer. Now, normally it's going to cost around $200 if you hire a designer using sites like Upwork or Fiverr. Now, you can always go to 99 Designs, which I recommend, and I have a discount code, a link down below, but this is usually going to cost you around $300 just to get your logo designed, plus another, let's call it $200 to get your packaging designed. So $200 to $500 is the normal range, but this could range all the way from $0 to a couple $1,000s. You're also going to have to pay for barcodes from gs1.org. And any product that's being sold on Amazon needs some kind of a product identifier or a barcode. Now, this is going to cost you around $30. There are cheaper options out there, but I wouldn't mess around with the cheaper options. Just pay the $30. The next major expense that you're going to have is buying the inventory that you're going to be selling on Amazon. And this ranges wildly. This could be anywhere from $300 all the way up to tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, depending on what your product is. And this is pretty simple to figure out. If, for instance, you have a product that costs you $3 and you only buy 100 units to start off, you're only going to spend $300 on this fee. Or on the other hand, maybe it's a product that costs you $10 per unit and your minimum order quantity is 1,000 units, you're going to have to spend $10,000. So this really depends on the kind of product that you're selling. The same thing is true for air shipping. I should back up there. One thing I want to add. Now I'll talk about Now I'll talk about what a normal range for the cost of your inventory is later in this video, but another thing that you should consider is the cost to ship your product from the manufacturer into the Amazon warehouse. And again, this varies wildly. For instance, if your product's manufactured in the United States, shipping is not going to be that much. It's going to be $100 to $200 per pallet. And a pallet is 48 inches by 40 inches, and it's usually relatively tall. So you can probably get 1,000 units of your product onto one pallet. It's going to cost you $100 to $200 for that. And on the other hand, if you are shipping from China or you're shipping from overseas, you're going to have to decide whether you want to do sea shipping or air shipping. And with sea shipping, it's going to be a lot less expensive and it's going to take a lot longer. The rates are around $1 to $2 per kilo for sea shipping, I believe. Now, air shipping, the rates are closer to $7+ per kilo for air shipping, but air shipping is going to be a lot faster. So again, and this really depends on the size and the weight of your product and whether you're doing sea shipping, air shipping, or you're just doing regular truck shipping. And if this video gets 1,000 likes, I will do a complete calculator. I'll set up a complete calculator and add it into the free Amazon FBA course so you can figure out exactly how much it's going to cost you to start your Amazon FBA business. So hit the like button, but the next cost that you're going to want to consider is samples. Because before you even do your inventory, before you do your production run, you're going to want to probably order samples. Now, usually a manufacturer will give you these samples for free, but you're going to have to pay for shipping, which is going to cost around $50. So let's say, and maybe you don't need samples. Maybe you trust them enough, or maybe you're doing a small enough first production run that you're not going to get samples, which I normally recommend just getting the samples. But you're going to probably pay $50 in shipping, and you're probably going to want to get at least 2 samples. So let's put $100 for that. The next thing is you're going to have to sign up for, you don't have to, but I highly recommend signing up for a DBA. Now, you don't need to do this. You can just use your social security number and sell on Amazon. So this could be $0. If you want to get a DBA, which is what I recommend, which stands for doing business as, it's basically a type of legal business structure in a sense. It allows you to open up a business bank account, and it gives you some other things. This is going to cost you around $100. Now, you could also, if you wanted to, start an LLC, which is a limited liability company, which actually offers your business some protection. And if you do that, it's going to cost you probably around $300, depending on what state you're in. And so this could, again, range anywhere from $0 up to $300. The last thing to consider is there is a $39.99 a month fee just to sell on Amazon if you're doing the professional seller plan. So that's another fee, and let's add another $39.99 a month for that. So as you can see, at a minimum, it's going to cost you around $1,500, but this number could go up to all the way to $10, $20, $30,000, depending on how much inventory you're ordering, how much the shipping is, and a few other factors. All right, let me give some examples here. And let me give you some let me give you some examples of students that let me restart that. And let me give you some examples of students that I have taught and how much it cost them to start their business. Mina started his Amazon business with only $1,500. Now he has multiple different Amazon businesses that are together doing over $100,000 per month in sales for him. Troy started his Amazon business for around $5,700. And I do have a link to all the different people down below, a playlist of all of their stories. And you can watch the video and you can see how much it cost them to start their business, how they spent that money, and also what the results of their business were. Steven, on the other hand, he was able to start his Amazon business for $1,800. He's now making around $2,000 profit per month, which is enough for him to be able to pay all his bills, pay his rent, and pay for food. And he was able to start that business with only $1,800. Carla started her business with $5,000. She's now making a full-time income. She was able to quit her job just from the money that she makes from her Amazon FBA business. And Rob has made over $70 million on Amazon, and he started his Amazon business with $1,200. I have a link to all their stories, a playlist of all their stories, and many more stories. So if you're curious about how much it costs to start an Amazon business, click on that playlist. And not only does it talk about how much it costs them to start their business, we share what their product is and how much money they actually made from their Amazon business. So click on that playlist, and I'll see you in the next video. Woo! All right, guys. Question. I see the majority of question. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure if I follow. All right, I'm going to, Travis. Adam K. Are you an entrepreneur or a YouTuber? What's the difference? Why can't you be both? I mean, I don't think there is a difference between those two. So Travis, the YouTuber. What is it? So what's the definition of an entrepreneur? I mean, I create businesses. I start businesses. I got another thing. I got a question for you guys, for everyone that's live. If I did a YouTube live where I had conversations with haters, like some people that don't like me, is that something you guys would be interested in, or is that just silly? Like, I don't think I'm a big enough YouTube star that I have enough haters that I could do that. But is that something that would be interesting? Razin said, when are you getting kids? I'm not planning on having kids at least for another couple of years. Everything is about making money from home. Dude, making money from home is amazing. I mean, I'll show you guys later. I mean, you can see it in my other videos, but right now I'm looking at an amazing view from my house in Mexico, like on the beach. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because, man, this was my dream. Like 10 years ago, when I had a corporate job where I couldn't make money from home, I had to go into the office. My dream was to do exactly what I'm doing right now, where I can make money from home, and my home is freaking in an amazing place. Michelle Ivy says, ignore haters. Jaril says, are you seriously recording a video? We're here to have questions answered. Okay, but why can't I kill two birds with one stone? I mean, I'm answering your question while recording a video. And see, this is something that a lot of people don't consider. It's like, how can you kill two birds with one stone? And yes, you're going to get people like Jaril's that is going to be upset. But at the end of the day, I think that as an entrepreneur, you need to utilize your time the best way possible. And as I mentioned, for people that are going to be watching this in the future, there is going to be timestamps down below. But I'm doing both. It's like I've been meaning to record a bunch of these questions, and people are asking these questions, so I'm answering people's questions while recording videos at the same time. All right, so Adam K says, when it comes to Amazon FBA, how does it work? Yeah, I talked about that on my YouTube channel. I talked about that earlier in the YouTube Live. Yeah, check out so your question kept, because if I'm meant to have my own label and package slip, does it mean a wholesaler will ship? I don't do wholesaling, Adam, so I can't really help you with that. How can I find a good product for FBA? That's another question. I was talking about that earlier. Check out my Amazon product research video. Jolie says, Jolie had some personal questions. All right, guys. Thanks. There's a lot of... Oh, thanks, Morgan. Morgan had some really nice things to say. All right. So I'm going to go into the next most frequently asked question that I got, because I've been trying to answer some questions in the chat. Do you help in finding a passion product? I can, SA. Especially for people that join the Passion Product Formula, my Amazon FBA course. If you're interested in the Amazon FBA course, there's a link down below for the waitlist. I'll probably open it up again in a couple of weeks. It's not open right now, so that is something to keep in mind. Which based on this, here's another commonly asked question that I get, and it's what products should I not sell? And so I'm going to talk about this would be a video, do not sell these products on Amazon. All right. I've lost a ton of money selling, let's see, what is it? I've lost a ton of money trying to sell products on Amazon that have failed. And these are the 5 products you should not sell on Amazon. So make sure whatever you do, you watch this entire video and you avoid selling these products. The first product that you should avoid is products that are not shippable, products that will break during shipping, or maybe they will melt during shipping. And anytime you're trying to sell a product, and since this, actually, let me stop there. And anytime, yeah. Let me think about that. And this sounds relatively obvious, but I see over and over again students of mine coming to me and trying to sell products that are not e-commerce friendly, that they're not really going to ship well. Another example of this would be things that you have to refrigerate. If it has to be refrigerated or frozen, I personally do not recommend selling that kind of a product. The second type of product that you should not sell on Amazon is a product that is easy to copy. And you know what this kind of product is. It's the kind of product that you could make it and someone else could easily copy this. Now, an example of a product that seems like it's easy to copy, but it actually is very hard, is a product like cocktail cards, which is basically just cardboard, it's paper, and what it is for anybody that doesn't know, it's a set of 100 cocktail flashcards that have information on how to make cocktails. Well, that sounds like it'd be relatively easy for somebody to copy, but what makes this product unique is every single card has a QR code that links to a video, and you have to create those videos. And if you're creating those videos, that's going to take a lot of time and energy, and it's not a product that's easy to copy. Number 3, you want to make sure you avoid a product that is against the rules. Never sell product that's kind of against the rules or is in a gray area on Amazon. A lot of people want to sell CBD style products, which is completely against the rules on Amazon. A lot of people want to sell other products. I had a friend that ended up losing around $100,000 because he was selling a product, a hoverboard. And at one point, Amazon decided to ban this type of product. It completely messed up his business. It hurt his business in a lot of different ways. The fourth type of product that you do not want to sell is a seasonal product. Now, this is debatable. Some people have a lot of success by selling seasonal products. I would never want to do it. Why? Because if it's seasonal, that means for most of the year, you're not going to have any sales. And that during a very small window of time, you're going to have a ton of sales. And what that means is all of your profit comes in just a few months. It also means that you're going to have to really time out perfectly and calculate perfectly how much inventory you should produce, because once you do a production run, it might be another couple months before you can do another production run. And by that time, the season might already be over. And so you want to make sure you don't order too much, because if you order too much, you're going to have to pay for inventory, you're going to have to pay for storage. But you also want to make sure you don't order too little, because if you order too little, well, then you're going to miss out on a ton of sales. The last type of product I would completely avoid selling on Amazon is a product where there's only one manufacturer that can do your thing. And this is what happened to me. With my first passion product, Performance Nut Butter, there was almost no manufacturers that could produce the kind of product that I wanted. And so what ended up happening is I had a manufacturer, and this manufacturer ended up raising the price on me. And so I had to go scramble and try to find another manufacturer. I eventually did find another manufacturer, but the other manufacturer ended up scamming me out of over $10,000. I did a complete video about that I'll link down below. And check out this video. If you're planning on manufacturing a product for Amazon, absolutely watch this video, because I go in depth about how to avoid getting scammed by your manufacturer and how to find a good manufacturer to work with. And for everybody watching the YouTube live, that video is in the description down below. If you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend checking out that video, because it's a very personal, very, very personal story, but a sad story. And there's a lot of things that you could potentially learn from that. All right, guys. So we got 82 people watching and 57 likes. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit that like button. Thank you very much. So I see that the majority of questions is about barcode labels. Can you explain how to manage them properly? Yeah, all right. I'll answer that question. Let me just put this. All right. I'm gonna talk about an FN SKU versus barcode versus UPC code. A barcode is just a code. How do I explain that? A digital symbol that can be scanned electronically. Okay. A barcode is just a digital symbol that can be scanned electronically and transfer information. Now, there's different types of barcodes. In this video, I'm going to compare an FN SKU versus a UPC code. What's the difference? Which one do you need for Amazon, and how do they work? So let's start off first. Again, barcode is just a general term that is anything that's where you see those lines where there's thicker lines and smaller lines that electronically can be scanned and transfer data. So that's a barcode. Now, with Amazon, there's two main types of barcodes that you might use, the FN SKU and the UPC code. Now, a UPC code is called a Universal Product Code. It's a code that all products have. If you ever go to the store and you see that barcode that they scan at checkout, that's a UPC code. Now, all products are supposed to have a barcode. And if you're going to sell a product on Amazon, it needs to have a UPC code. And to get a UPC code, you have to go to gs1-org, I believe it is. I'll put it in the description down below. You need to sign up for a barcode. This is going to cost you $30. And that, by doing that, they give you a barcode number, and you can say what your product is, and you can put that information into the system. Now, Amazon requires that your information is in the system, that you have a barcode. Basically, the reason Amazon requires this is they just want to make sure that you're a legitimate company, that you're selling a product with a legitimate barcode. Now, the next step is you'll give Amazon that barcode when you're adding your product into Amazon. And when you give Amazon that product and you go through and you tell Amazon, I'm going to be sending some of my inventory, some of my product into the Amazon warehouse, they'll give you another barcode. They'll give you a barcode called the FN SKU. Now, the FN SKU stands for Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. Fulfillment Network Stock Keeping Unit. And this is an internal barcode just for Amazon. It's basically Amazon's barcode for keeping track of your product. So what you would do is you'd print out the FN SKU, put it on your product, and then in the Amazon warehouse, anytime that barcode is scanned, Amazon knows that it's your product, what the specific product is, and that you are the owner of that product. And this gets a little bit confusing because basically when you send your products into Amazon, you don't want to have the UPC code showing normally. You want to have the FN SKU instead. So you'll put a sticker label over your UPC code. Or you can even, if you wanted to, just have your manufacturer print the FN SKU directly on the product packaging. Now, that being said, for some sellers, especially if you are brand registered, you can just sell your products by sending your products in using just the UPC code. You don't necessarily need the FN SKU. But that's really the difference between the FN SKU and the UPC code. The UPC code is accepted everywhere. You go to Walmart, they use UPC codes. You go to Target, they use UPC codes. You need a UPC code to sell on Amazon. The FN SKU is only for the fulfillment network within Amazon's warehouse. And generally speaking, for most people, that is the barcode that you're going to actually want on your product packaging when you send your product into Amazon. But you still need to have the UPC code number to give to Amazon so that you can start selling your product. All right. If you start Amazon, keep your job as long as possible. Let's see. Cheryl, what was your Walmart question? I can answer that right now. I'll wait for Cheryl with that Walmart question. Jordan says, would you shy away from competitive classifications such as bag, luggage, etc.? Or if there's a gap in the market, still go for it? If there's a gap in the market, still go for it. I don't care. Like for me, there's almost always opportunity. I mean, if there's a gap in the market, there's a gap in the market, and I don't care how competitive it is. So yeah, I would go with that. Cheryl, I'm here for you. If you want me to answer that question, feel free to, I'll try to find it. Let's see what other questions we got. Yeah, Morgan had some nice things to say. Muhul says, do you take one-on-one classes? Do I take them or do I give them? The answer is yes to both. I actually recently just hired a business coach the other day. So how do I tell the manufacturer which code to print on them, on the item? You just send them an email. Maybe I don't understand the question, Shady Shelby. Normally, I mean, if you want to be safe, do the FN SKU. For certain types of products, you're allowed to do the UPC code, but FN SKU always works. ICU Design says, do you do one-on-one consultations? I do, but it's expensive. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I do have coaches that I work with that I have validated and verified that they're, and trained a little bit as well, that I can recommend that are a little bit less expensive. But I do one-on-one coaching, but it's expensive. It's a much better deal to join the Amazon, my Amazon FBA program, the Passion Product Formula, because in that program, I do have some one-on-one coaching that I do, but I also do group coaching, and I also have step-by-step lessons. So that'll save you a lot of money and probably a lot of time. You do not need to register a trademark. That's true. All right, let me see, guys. What I got is my next question. 5 most common beginner mistakes. I might do that. Is it necessary to have a broker if shipping from outside the U.S. to Amazon warehouse? I don't call them a broker necessarily. What do I call it? But it's helpful. It's not necessary. Nothing's ever necessary. What do I call, like a logistics person? I don't know, a freight forwarder, I call it. Travis Blaze, if you utilize Kickstarter to raise funds for your business, do you need a strong social media presence or marketing of some kind to have it be successful? Yes. Travis Blaze, you absolutely need some kind of social media or strong marketing presence. And does my Amazon FBA course help with that? Yes, it does. Travis, I thought you were in the program. Maybe, and that's actually a part of the program that I'm going to continue to improve. So, yeah. So Katrina says, how much do I charge for the program? If you want to get on the wait list to learn more information, there's a link down below. I'll probably at some point in the future, not just yet, but at some point in the future, I will be increasing the price. So I'm not going to say the price here, but if you want to know what the price is, want to know more information, click in the description down below to join the wait list. All right, guys, let's see here. Oh, I've been doing this for an hour now. I might have to take a little stretch break in a little bit. Yeah, I'll decide about that in just a few minutes. Okay, Travis Blaze said he is in the program. Thanks, Travis, for joining. Just starting now. Yeah, it definitely helps with that. That's a part of the program I'm going to be adding more and more content to very soon. All right, so I'm going to talk about the 5 most common beginner mistakes. All right. These are the 5 most common beginner Amazon FBA mistakes that I see people making. And if you can avoid these 5 common Amazon FBA mistakes, you are likely to succeed on Amazon. And the first mistake that I see people making is just not starting their Amazon business. They get stuck in analysis paralysis. That's the number one reason why people fail, is they never actually start. I've talked to people for years, and they're like, I want to start my Amazon business. And I'm like, man, I've been talking to you for a couple of years. If you would have started your Amazon business a couple of years ago, even if it would have failed, you would have been able to start 2 more Amazon businesses in that time, and you would have been able to have a lot of success. So don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. Start taking little baby steps forward constantly to make sure that you have success. The second mistake that I see people making is they sell a bad product. And I have videos, I'll link a video down below on how to do product research, on how to find a product that's actually going to sell on Amazon. But you want to make sure you're not selling an overly competitive product. You want to make sure you're not selling another boring product. You want to make sure that you're selling something different, something better than the competition. Ideally, you want to sell a passion product. And a passion product is what I always talk about on my YouTube channel. I talk about it as well in the product research video that I'll link down below. The third most common mistake I see new Amazon sellers making is that they have a bad listing. It's just not professional. Their main image isn't high quality main image. There's issues with their title. There's issues with their bullet points. There's issues with all their other images. You really want to make sure when you're selling a product online, specifically on Amazon, that your Amazon listing is polished. Because remember, when you're selling a product online, people can't pick it up. They can't hold it in their hands. The only way that you can convey how amazing your product is by having a really good Amazon listing, by having really high quality photos that show off the benefits of your product, by writing out the bullet points, by having a high quality title, by having a good description or enhanced brand content. So your goal is to have a super high quality listing. I'll put a link down below to a video I did going in depth on how to really polish your Amazon listing. But this is something that you want to consider, and you want to make sure that you're actually doing this in a relatively professional way. The fourth mistake I see people making is they don't use tools. They don't use tools like Helium 10, and I highly recommend at least using Helium 10 for a month. And you can get a 50% off discount code. I'll put a link down below to a discount code I have for a 50% off Helium 10. Honestly, use that tool for a month. And the reason that you want to use that tool is it's going to tell you the search volume on Amazon for your product. And one of the mistakes I see people making is they try to sell products that nobody is searching for on Amazon. At the end of the day, Amazon is a search engine. People go to Amazon to search for products that they want to buy. And if no one's searching for the product you're selling, no one's going to find the product that you're selling. So you want to use tools, and you want to sell products that people are actually searching for, not just something that you think's cool. Now, can you sell something that you think's cool? Yes. But you're going to have to do a lot of external marketing. You're going to have to do a lot of social media or other types of marketing and drive traffic to your Amazon listing, which kind of defeats the purpose of doing Amazon FBA in the first place, though it's definitely possible. And in some situations, I do recommend doing that. The fifth most common, and this is the biggest mistake I see beginners making, is they try to do it alone. When you are an entrepreneur, there's this feeling that you want to try to figure everything out yourself. You want to try to do everything all by yourself. But here's the truth. You're not the first person to try to sell on Amazon. You're not the first person to do this. So what I recommend is finding and hiring a coach, finding other people that are also selling on Amazon, and starting a mastermind group and start asking them questions. And the more people that you have in your network that are doing the same thing that you are, or maybe that have already been doing it for a lot longer, the more success you're going to have. You don't have to make the mistakes yourself. That's one of the beautiful things about being a human, is you don't actually have to make the mistakes. You can learn from other people's mistakes. In fact, I did a complete video exposing all my Amazon mistakes. It's almost 20 minutes long, talking about all the different mistakes and how much money every single mistake cost me, that I'll link down below. So check out that video, learn from my mistakes, and I will see you in the next video. Awesome. AMZ One Step. I'll write that down, Jamie. Let me see if there are any good. All right. Keyblock says, love your channel. Thanks for the info. Thank you, Keyblock. Michelle Ivy, the Passion Product Formula class gives you step-by-step instructions for building your tribe prior to launch. Thanks, Michelle. That's very nice of you to say. Yeah, I mean, the problem that I run into is I always see how things can be improved. And so I really I love the passion product formula, the Amazon FBA course that I have. I think it's really helpful, but I'm constantly looking at ways to improve it, which is a good thing because for anybody that does join, once you join, you constantly are getting the upgrades as I upgrade them. But man, there's so much more I want to add to it, so much more I want to include. Let's see. Oh, thanks, Michelle. Michelle's saying all kinds of nice stuff. I'm also trying to ask questions that I think would be generalized enough that others would ask or not think of asking to help the video and other viewers. Nice. All right. So what happens if your product don't sell? Do you get stuck with fees? Yeah. Jesus. Oh, no, it is. Jesus is my savior. If your products don't sell, yeah, you get stuck with the fees. There's risk involved. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The Flash Body asked, how much is a one-on-one class? So here, I usually don't talk about this. You can email me. I think travis@effectivecommerce.com for more information. But here's the deal. And I'm a little bit shy about this, or I almost don't want to talk about it because it feels kind of ridiculous. But last year I made around $1 million, and I probably worked less than 2,000 hours, to be honest with you. Because if you think about it, there's 40 hours in a work week and there's 50 work weeks in a year. Well, I didn't work 50 work weeks and I don't really work 40 hours a week. But let's just say that there's 2,000 work hours in a year and I made $1 million, maybe a little under, I don't know. I'd have to double check. Right around $1 million. So at a minimum, you could divide $1 million divided by 2,000. My time is worth at a minimum $500. I actually think my time's worth more. Right now, I'm charging $500 an hour for a one-on-one session. That's why the Amazon FBA program, the Passion Product Formula, is such a better deal because you get just dozens and dozens of hours of content. Plus, you do get some one-on-one support from me. So I recommend for most people, if you're looking for that one-on-one help, just join the program and you'll get your money's worth. But if you're 100% set on wanting to work one-on-one with me, minimum I got to charge you $500 just to break even, because otherwise I could be working on other things that would be making me at least $500. I might actually, I know this sounds crazy, but I might actually increase that soon because I enjoy doing one-on-ones with some people, but sometimes I don't enjoy it. Oh, you said you can't hear me when I'm not in the mic. That's interesting. All right, I'll try to get closer to the mic. Cheryl says the course is totally worth it. Cheryl, what was your Walmart question? I think I missed that. I wanted to try to answer that if I can. Let me see what else I got, guys. So the next most common question I get is how to find a manufacturer for an Amazon FBA product. I'll put a link down below to a video I did in depth about that. Check out that video in the description. The short answer is use sites like Alibaba.com. You can find manufacturers in the United States as well by just doing a Google search. You can go to different expos or conventions, or if you don't want to actually go to the convention or go to that expo, you can always just go to their website and see who are the manufacturers that are exhibiting at that convention or that expo, and then get on the phone, start calling them. But like I said, I have an in-depth video in the description down below. I didn't do timestamps. I told myself I was going to do timestamps. I'll try to get a VA or something, go through and do some timestamps. All right. When you were leaning forward, Walmart is starting an Amazon FBA type program. Yeah, so Cheryl, Walmart is starting an Amazon FBA type program. I'm actually going to do a little bit more of a deep dive on that. I don't know enough about Walmart, and I'm going to be going back to LA in April, and I have a friend that is a Walmart expert, and I'm going to have him on the channel and really pick his brain. How much is the cost per kilogram China by air? I think it's around $7, but it depends. There's a lot of variables there. So the next most common question, I might do this one and I might take a quick little break just to stretch and everything. Next common question is, how do you send your products into the Amazon warehouse? So make sure to subscribe because I'm going to be doing an in-depth video about this very soon. The short answer is it's very easy. You go into the back end of your seller account. You basically, I'd have to look, I think like replenish inventory, something like that. And then you go through and just click next, 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 and it'll prompt you through. It'll ask you questions. What's the dimension of your package? It'll ask you how many units you're sending in. And eventually it'll give you some stickers to put on the packages that you're going to send into Amazon. And all you have to do is go to your local UPS and drop them off, and they'll ship it into the Amazon warehouse. Now, there's other options as well, depending on how you're sending your products in the Amazon FBA warehouse. If you're sending it in from a manufacturer in China, are you doing a pallet? You can also have a truck come and pick up the products you're sending in to the Amazon warehouse. You can have them come to your door and pick them up. So there's lots of different options there. All right. Okay, so the question is, how many samples did you order for your first product? I think I did, I don't know, like 30 or so samples for my first product. Just originally it was just in the jars. Maybe it was 100. Let's call it 100 units just in the jars. And I sent out a bunch of those to influencers and sold some of them, things like that. Halabalua says, someone's using my name on Telegram and asking for money. I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know why or what's going on there, but yeah, that's terrible. Let me do this. $10.50. So guys, I'm going to take a quick break and then I'll come back in just a second. I'm just going to stretch, maybe do like a light meditation, and maybe I'll do the meditation live with you guys. That might be fun. 11:50. So let's make sure that this shows up. Before I go. So I'll be back in around 10 minutes. I think this is showing. Yeah, we'll find out soon. All right, guys, I'll be right back. By the way, this is one of my favorite fruits here in Mexico. I've never had in the U.S., or at least not like this, guavas. And I'll try to show you guys the inside of them, but they're super delicious and very tropical tasting. Not sure if you're going to be able to see that. All right. Give me 1 second, everybody. Wow, there's a lot of questions coming in. Time to make a coffee. Yeah, Michelle Ivy, I would not use the course for legal advice. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up. Okie dokie. Let me make this bigger. So I wanted to show you guys this because I find it interesting. But this is a meditation device that I use. And maybe I'll just do a quick meditation while I answer some of the questions. Let me see here. Let's see how that looks. That should be good. So this is one of my favorite meditation devices. I don't use it as much as I should, but it's called the EM Wave 2. And the way it works, let's see if I can show. Turn it on, and there's this line. You breathe in, and you breathe out. Let's see if it picks up my heartbeat. Hold on. There we go. So it's picking up my heartbeat. This is my heartbeat in the blue. And so the idea is you breathe in and out as the line goes up and down, and it monitors your heart rate variability. So I'm going to do a couple minutes of that while I try to answer some questions. And then it beeps if you're doing a good job. And it changes color up here. Green means you're in a good coherence. There's a bunch of science behind this. I'm not going to get into it. But basically, it monitors your heart rhythm. And if it's in a good place, it'll be green. If it's not, it's blue. If it's in a medium place, it's blue. And if it's in red, that's not good. So I'll read some questions. DePauli says, where did you buy raw material for your nut butter? I went to wholesale people, basically. That's the vibe, even when you're using sage crystals and Palo Santo. So Katrina says, okay, so you meditate, that's a vibe. Even when using sage crystals and Palo Santo 100. Are you into the new moons and full? If so, how's the full moon in Leo been for you? So I don't know enough about like the different moons. So being here, this little beach town that I'm in Mexico, it's a really big deal. The new moons, the full moons, all that kind of stuff. Like there's a ton of events for them. I don't know enough about them. It's interesting to me. It's something I'd like to learn more about. I'm not super into it. Like I really enjoy hearing about it and listening, but I'm not, it's not like a religion to me. All right, I'm going to do 1 minute of this and then I will get to the questions. All right, I'll just save this for another time. I feel kind of goofy doing this live. All right, so next question I get a lot is, can I make money with Amazon FBA? Actually, there's a question that Pinarello said, how do you deal with the haters when you first started Amazon FBA and after you were making some serious cash? The YouTube haters, because you don't really have haters on Amazon FBA per se, but the YouTube haters, how do I deal with them? I don't know. You just learn over time to kind of ignore them. That's a longer, I'll think more about that. I'll give you a better answer. So the question is, can I make money with Amazon FBA? And I might change the title of this video to Can You Make Money with Amazon FBA? So let's get started. Amazon is a $1.6 trillion company. They have over 148 million Prime customers. And last year, they did over $400 billion in e-commerce revenue. And the crazy thing about that is two-thirds of all sales that happen on Amazon are from third-party sellers. That's people like you and me selling products on Amazon. So the question is, can you make money with Amazon FBA? The answer is absolutely yes. In fact, you can make a lot of money. There's over 400,000 sellers on Amazon that have made at least $100,000 selling on Amazon. There's a lot of sellers that have made over $1 million selling on Amazon. And the crazy thing is there's really no limit on how much money you can make. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying you're going to get rich quick. I'm not saying that it's going to happen overnight. You are going to have to put in some work into your Amazon business, but can you make money with Amazon FBA? Absolutely. In fact, I think it's one of the best ways to make a legitimate passive income online, because you have to do some work to set up your Amazon business. But once it's up and running, you can replace yourself with virtual assistants. You can also, instead of shipping the products yourself, you can use the Amazon FBA fulfillment network. And basically, you're going to have a business that's making you money, even if you're not actively working on your business. So without a doubt, you can still make money with Amazon FBA. I recently have a student that I partnered with, and he, in his first 3 months, has made close to $150,000 just in sales. Once you subtract out his product costs, all the different Amazon FBA fees, and everything else, he's done close to $50,000 profit in his first 3 months, which means he's going to do around $200,000 profit in his first year ever selling a product online, ever selling a product on Amazon. And if he can do it, 100% you can do it too. I did something similar in my first year. I did over $100,000 in profit. If we can do this, you can do this. So yes, you can make money with Amazon. And I have a link to a playlist of real stories, real people. I've had a lot of different students, a lot of different people that I've worked with. All their real stories are in this playlist right here. So click on the playlist. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching. All right. Yeah, so keep watching, obviously, if you're on the YouTube live. I don't know if I'm going to do a full thing on this. The next question that I get often is like Amazon FBA fees explained. I'll put a link down below to a video going in depth about all the different Amazon FBA fees. The short version for everyone out there is there's the Amazon referral fee. This is a 15% fee just to sell on the Amazon platform. There's the Amazon FBA pick and pack fee. This depends on the size and the weight of your product. For my product, which is under a pound, it's relatively small, is around $4 per unit. It's going to depend on the size and the weight of your product. There are charts. Watch that video that I have linked down below for more information about that. And then there's storage fees. Now there's a bunch of other small fees as well, like long-term storage fees, other random things. But once you combine all those different things, overall, those are most of the fees on Amazon. But check out that video down below for some more information on that. All right. So hullabaloo, I guess someone's faking to be me. Yeah, someone's faking to be me. I'm sorry. That's not me. I do have a Telegram, but I don't really use it. Okay. So, this might be a good FAQ question. Let me think. How would we word this? Pinarello rider. I don't know how to say that. How to respond to friends and family that think you're crazy. Friends. Yeah, let me think about this. I think I could have a good answer on this one. I don't know what it is off the top of my head, but I feel like I got a good answer. What's another way we could word this? Like, what's something that people would search for on YouTube to be like to answer this kind of question? This is like more than just an Amazon FBA question. This is like a general Like, how do I respond to people that don't believe in me when starting my business? How to respond. All right. Well, I'm just going to go and let's see what happens. Because I've dealt with this and I've thought a lot about this. Yeah. Okay. So again, the question is, how do you respond to friends and family that don't believe in you when starting your Amazon business or think that you're crazy? And it doesn't, not just your Amazon business, any kind of e-commerce or any kind of entrepreneurship business. Yeah. All right. When I first decided to quit my job to become an entrepreneur, everybody I knew thought I was crazy. My coworkers told me that I was going to fail. My friends, my family said it wasn't a good idea. I had a good job at the time. And so everybody told me that I was crazy to quit my job to go start a business. And the common thing that people will say is 4 out of 5 businesses fail. Now, first off, that's not actually true. I mean, it is true, but the statement is 4 out of 5 businesses fail within the first 5 years. 5 years is a long time. You can make a lot of money from a business before it quote unquote fails. So the first thing is 4 out of 5 businesses don't fail automatically. It's within 5 years. And the next thing to keep in mind is 4 out of 5 people that start businesses don't watch YouTube videos. 4 out of 5 people that start businesses don't read books about it. 4 out of 5 people that start businesses should not be starting businesses, in my opinion. Also, a very important thing to keep in mind is just because a business fails is not necessarily a bad thing. The key is that you learn from the mistakes, you learn from those lessons, and you start another business. So what I used to tell people and what I recommend you tell people when they say 4 out of 5 businesses fail is, okay, so what? I'll start 5 businesses. By my 5th business, statistically, one of them should succeed. Now, obviously, I say that half joking, but I'm serious in the sense that if you have a business and it fails, if you're the kind of person that it doesn't matter, you're going to start another one and another one and another one, you're going to succeed. So ignore the haters, ignore the people that don't believe in you. Most people are scared. Most people are scared for you. Most people don't want you to succeed. That's the truth. It's the sad truth. Most people want to keep you in the small box that you're in currently because your friends, your family, they know who you are. And there is a fear that you're going to become something bigger and better. And they're going to have to change their model of who you are. They're going to have to change their map of the structure of power and all that kind of stuff. That's a longer conversation I won't get into. But the truth is, the way you should respond to them is listen and be empathetic and understanding and tell them, I'm going to be okay. And tell them that you are determined. Now, to me, when people don't believe in you, that is actually a sign that you're on the right path and that it's an okay thing. I mean, you want to be aware and you want to be empathetic and listen to what their feedback is because maybe they do have valid points. But at the end of the day, the thing is, if you're the kind of person that you're willing to do this for the next 5, 10 years, if you make that kind of a long-term commitment that you're going to do whatever it takes to succeed, it doesn't matter what the haters say. And here's a little secret. As someone that's done this, after you've succeeded, a lot of people will tell you, I knew you were going to succeed. I knew it was, whatever. And I remember personally I remember them saying that I was going to fail. And so here's the thing, use that as fuel. The most successful people I know, they use it as fuel. When people don't believe in them, they use it as fuel to motivate them to succeed. So I don't care about the haters. I don't care about the people that don't believe in me. If I can do it, look, I've had a lot of internet marketing, internet business, making money online success. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching this video, you're probably just as smart, if not smarter than me. You're probably just as hardworking, if not more hardworking than me. And if I can do this, you can do it too. And I'm not the only one that's done this. You've seen probably a lot of people that are less qualified than you to do this. And if they're less qualified than you to do it and they were able to do it, you can do it as well. So most people, when they tell you not to do it, it's because they're afraid because they don't feel like they could do it. And they want to keep you down. They want to share that fear and that frustration with you. Now, your parents, your loved ones, they're scared for you, but that's their job. Their job, this is like a deep archetypical thing. The mother and the father, their job is to tell you, no, don't do it. It's scary. Don't venture too far away from home. But your job as the hero of your own story is to listen to that, but ultimately ignore it, ultimately overcome that fear. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you flip the switch and you get to that point where you're so sure that no matter what, you're going to succeed, you're going to see a lot of the haters slowly disappear. And you're going to laugh at them. You're going to see they're going to react to you differently. So part of the reason why you may have some haters is because they can sense a little bit of insecurity. Just like the schoolyard bully could tell who's the most insecure kid and they'd pick on that kid. They don't pick on the kid that's really secure, because the kid that's really secure says, I don't care, and ignores it. And the bully gets bored. There's some element of that too. When they're testing you. That's the key thing. Your family and your friends are testing you. They're saying, hey man, it's scary. Are you sure you're going to do it? And the truth is, if you can't look them in the eye and you can't tell them, I'm 100% confident that I'm going to be able to do this, then it's going to be hard to succeed. So that is my response on how to succeed. Make sure to subscribe for more information like that. All right. Cheryl says she gets to meet with her accountability team weekly, and it's like therapy. That's so nice to hear, Michelle. I really appreciate that. Yeah, Cheryl says there's some quotes about inventors, and you never see how many times they fail before they win. And that's true. Yeah, it's okay to fail. I think that's one of the biggest things is it's okay to fail. Just get back up. And, don't glorify the failure. Don't try to fail. But if you do, it's not really that big of a deal. Let's see what other questions we have here. So Travis Blaze says, question on the flip side of that, how do you believe in yourself and combat the self-doubt along with the negativity of family and friends to help you start and become successful? Okay. How to believe in yourself. I'll call this how to believe in yourself and guarantee business success. All right. Oh, by the way, I got to make sure I sync my audios and videos. That's a whole thing, but by the way, you see me, I'm looking at the video of myself and I do like weird stretches. It's because my chest is real tight and it's like I feel like I need to expand. It feels really good. I'm going to the gym after this, so that'll be nice. All right, so the question is going to be how to believe in yourself and guarantee business success. All right. If you fully believe in yourself, let me restart that. See, I messed up there. If you fully believe in yourself, you can pretty much guarantee that your business is going to be successful. And here's the key way to believe in yourself is realizing that it doesn't matter whether or not your business is successful, because long-term, you are going to be successful. I work with a lot of students that are starting their Amazon business, and I tell them in full transparency, I don't really care if your Amazon business succeeds. I want it to succeed. I'm going to do everything I can to make it succeed. But at the end of the day, I don't have an emotional attachment to your business. What I want to see succeed is you. And so if this business needs to fail for you to be able to create a business that will succeed, for you to be able to create money a business that's going to make you money and give you everything that you want, that's fine with me. But the question still remains, how do you believe in yourself? How do you find that self-belief? There's a number of different tools that I'd recommend. The first thing is look at your past. Look at everything that you've overcome. Every single human out there has overcome something, overcome a challenge that maybe they thought they weren't going to be able to. And I guarantee if you look hard enough, you'll see a pattern of you overcoming obstacles. And if you can overcome all these other obstacles, there's nothing stopping you from overcoming the obstacle that is starting a successful business. And here's another way to believe in yourself that I find very powerful is find other people that have done what you want to do, that you think you're smarter than, that you think that you're more hardworking than, that you think that you should be able to have more success than. Now, don't do this from an ego standpoint. Don't do this from I'm better than this person. If they can do it, I'm absolutely going to be able to do it. But do this from a place of self-confidence and realizing that if all these other people can do it, you can do it as well. In fact, one of the best things that I like to do is look at people that succeed, make more money than me, whatever, that I think are less fit to be able to make money than me, less intelligent, less hardworking, whatever it is. And when I find those people, that's when a light bulb goes off. I try to figure out what are they doing that I'm not doing? And they're probably doing something that you're not doing, right? And you can learn from those people. That's the thing about us humans. We are learning machines. Every single time we encounter an issue and we solve it, we learn something new. We add it to the skill set that we have. And it's okay to fail. It's not okay to stop trying. And so if you have that mentality of I'm going to continue no matter what, you will slowly learn to believe in yourself. And there's this idea of stacking the wins. Try to find something that you can win at every day, every week, every month, whatever the time period is. Try to find ways to slowly be able to believe in yourself. You can do martial arts. Jiu-jitsu is a really good one. Highly recommend that. That's something I do. Playing sports is something I like doing as well. Depends what it is for you. But no matter what, find something that you can be good at. And you can help to develop that belief in yourself. I don't know. There's probably more that I need to say. Keyblock says he's going to be joining the course soon. Awesome. Very happy to have that. So there was a question about Amazon PPC spend. It's such a long answer. It really depends. Let's go $1,000 is probably a good amount, but it really depends on a number of things. How much should you spend? I'll add that to my list of questions and I'll give you a more detailed answer next time I do a Q&A. Let me see here. How do I do this? Hamza says, hey Travis, what's the best way to gain positive Amazon reviews in the first weeks/months following the launch? I have a video about this on my channel. How to get reviews. I highly recommend just searching on my channel for that. I go into way more depth than I can here. All right, guys, let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. I have the free Amazon FBA course down below. I have a wait list to my paid program as well down below. Lots more videos. If you're watching this right now, I have a lot of videos that I linked down below. Figure out whatever your question is and go into a deeper dive. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you the next time I do a YouTube Live. Bye.